Hello, everyone. I was talking with one of our trainers in the German-speaking world earlier in the week, and we were just reflecting on what was going on in the current reality with the coronavirus crisis and the changes that was bringing. And as we talked, one of the things that he was saying was that he was frustrated by the number of things that he felt as though he was not making forward progress on. And so we started to pick that apart, and we started to talk about, what kinds of things are you trying to accomplish? And he, of course, being a good GTDer, he dove into his system, and he was going through some of the projects that he had defined. And what he realized was that an awful lot of the projects that he had were totally appropriate in a pre-COVID world, but in the current reality, they didn't make much sense. They weren't things that could move forward in many cases. And in other cases, there were things that in the current reality just didn't feel like they were high priority. And so what we did together was did a little bit of a trawl through his system to try to find out which are the things here which really, in reality, you don't really need to even be thinking about until after lockdown is over, right? Until we've got some of these restrictions lifted. And he created in his own system, he created a list which is called things to, how did he put it? Things to address after COVID. I think that's how he put it. And the word that came to me as I was thinking about that this morning was nimbleness. Being nimble. Being nimble about the commitments that we've made. If you think about the contents of whatever organizational system you use, those contents, I would say, let's be nimble in the sense that let's be willing to renegotiate, let's be willing to rethink, let's be willing to consider that certain of those commitments are things that really don't make much sense to focus on in the current reality. I was reminded of a coaching that I did many, many, many years ago when I was first getting certified as a coach, with a woman who was about to go off on maternity leave. And in her system, one of the things that we built for her was a place to keep things that she just could not address until after maternity leave. I think there were about 4 or 5 weeks to go before she was going to go off on maternity leave. And obviously in that limited amount of time, certain things she had the sense needed to get more focused than other things. So she created an after maternity leave list in her own system. So what I'd encourage you to do is, again, think nimbly, go through whatever your system looks like, right? So if you're a good GTDer and you've got context lists and you've got projects lists and you've got higher horizons inventories, whatever they are, whether or not you're a GTDer, have a look at your calendar maybe, right? And do some thinking about whether all the things that are in there are still relevant. But have a look and be willing to consider, are some of these things less relevant? If they're less relevant, then be open, again, acting nimbly, be open to the possibility that they go on some sort of an after COVID list. Or, quite frankly, if you just decide, some of these things are, I just have the sense they're not at all relevant anymore. So don't be afraid of hitting the delete key, as it were, for those kinds of things. Hope that's helpful, as always. As we do this work, we're trying in recent times, we're trying to support you in a number of different ways. Some of you have been to our website and noticed that we've launched what we're calling a masterclass series, free 30-minute sessions twice a week for the next many weeks on various topics with a slant toward dealing with the current reality. So if you haven't seen that, have a visit to our website, please, www.next-action.co.uk. Have a look, and we'd be thrilled to have you come and join us for one of those. And in the meantime, if there's anything else that you think that we ought to be addressing in the various things that we put out, in these podcasts, in the blogs that we do, and in the webinars, whatever, please do let us know. As I always say, we're very happy to take requests. I hope you and yours are well and that you stay well, and I look forward to talking to you next time. Bye for now.